All right. Welcome back to the Planet Gen X podcast. I am Sean. That over there is Brian. You'd think I'd get this point and shit right. That's Brian.
What's up?
Nothing much, man. It's been a busy fucking week as always, but way, way busier than normal, man. And of course, got my teeth done. Yeah, no hole in the tooth anymore. No hole in the back molar there. It's all good. Got silver in the back, and I guess that's porcelain up front. I don't know what the fuck they use. I didn't ask enough questions.
It's always great when your dental work is complete, right?
Bro, no doubt. And look, man, I was like, my teeth are a shade of yellow. I was a former smoker and shit, and they got that shit like, you cannot see it. They got it spot on, so kudos. The lady that did it is a retired dentist, and she came back because they needed help, like they lost their dentist or whatever. So she came out of retirement to help them and was going to leave after August. So I'm like, please God, let me get her to do my shit before she leaves in August. So they squoze me in. Squoze me in. Real tight like. And got me some gas going. And I was high as a motherfucker. Getting some tiff done. Yeah, they took that Dremel in there, man. You know, I've never had the drill before, right? And it's like,
oh, really?
I was looking, they had the bits sitting out. You know, I don't know if that's to intimidate you when you get in, to like, if they're like trying to fuck with you or something. But I did notice that, I mean, they're like little Dremel bits. And I noticed that one of them, like, had a ball on the end of it. And that ball, it looked like a tiny little mace, like a mace for meese. A mace for mice. And I know that she used that motherfucker on me because you can just look at some and tell how it's going to grind, you know, like especially a man who's used power tools and shit and knows how. Yeah. So I remember at one point in there going, and I'm like, yep, that's it. That's the one right there. Taking out that big molar in the back. God damn, I don't know how much she took out. I wish I had a video of it. Come to think of it. I find that shit educational because she said, well, I'm going to put silver in the back. And I said, well, now I am full of questions. She said, oh, really? I said, yes. I said, now I am wondering how on earth you're going to get molten silver inside my mouth.
Right.
Yeah, it was a question I had. So they use mercury. I don't know how it all, I mean, she was explaining how it all works, but I had earbuds in my ear. I was on nitrous. I was stoned. So, yeah. She said it had something to do with mercury, and somehow it probably sucks it up in there, and then, yeah, there's a thing, and it's cool. I mean, awesome, because you can like have molten shit in your head and not have to worry about them firing off a torch inside your mouth or some shit like that. I mean, I was like thinking, well, are you going to get like a soldering iron out or some shit? And I wonder how they did do it back in the day. Probably did have to put
probably the same way. They've been using the hydrostatic principle for a long time in medicine.
Yeah. I'm very not up on dentistry, man, so I don't know what the skinny is and how all. I do know this. When I was a kid, they did not have the sonic water pick. That the teeth cleanings when I was a kid involved a lot more metal to metal contact or metal, like I have metal teeth. No, like metal to tooth contact.
Metal to dentin.
A lot of contact with metal, and now, you know, I think they shy away from that metal shit. I know they still, I mean, she did scrape on a little bit, but
well, they still use it to hunt for cavities, right?
Sure. Yeah. And that water pick's something else, and I can hear it, man. Like I have dog ears, so I hear these high pitched, you know, ultrasonics and shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, really happy that that's over with, and I can finally smile at the camera and not get all self conscious because I was very self conscious about that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, I like to do when I'm fucking with people my Joker smile when I smile. Real big like that, and there's nothing worse than doing that and then knowing that there's this great gaping fucking cavity right there for all, because you know everybody's just going, because you can see their eyes just like blink right to it, man, like lasers.
I can't smile how I used to because of dental work.
Yeah, I'm glad it didn't throw off my bite. Well, I say it didn't throw off my bite. I have been chewing the inside of my cheek like a motherfucker, dude. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, that's all.
Let's get on with the show.
So, anyway, anything special been going on in your world?
Well, I mean, kind of. I've been I've got one more digital social thing that's a vice for me, and that's YouTube.
Yeah, I like it.
I still get onto YouTube every now and again, and just scroll. And sometimes it lasts for a while. Usually it doesn't. And I am working towards getting that out of my life. I'm still super enjoying not checking Reddit all the time and doing some puzzles instead. I've been tracking my caloric intake and output, my
Very
sleep
nice.
schedule,
Very
the
nice.
steps I'm taking. I've been tracking everything, and I did turn a corner where I'm now getting roughly 6 hours of deep sleep a night if I'm diligent about when I go to sleep.
Excellent. Yeah.
Which is amazing for me. You know, it used to be 4 or less.
Yeah. Yeah, I operate on 5 hours and 4:45, 5:15 every day, just about, except one day a week. I get to sleep in like to about 8 o'clock. So one day a week I get like 7 hours sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need 8. I need like there may be a point to where I can get by with less, but right now I need 8. I need like 6 of deep sleep just so my body can, heal, do its thing.
Yeah, there's just not enough time in the day for me. And my body seems pretty happy with it, man. It's all
you said that.
My circadian rhythms seem to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was fucking around with something the other day. Let's see, what was I screwing around with? It was downloading something. It may have been Strange New Worlds, so I could get it to you to where we could do it for our reaction video. And I happened to notice that The Witcher Season 3 was on the list. And I was like, well, holy butt doo-doo. I don't have Netflix right now because, Netflix decided they wanted to be greedy after letting everybody ride for COVID and sharing passwords and stuff. So they've shut that shit down. Yeah. So we don't have Netflix, and I'm not bothered up until stuff like this comes around. And the only reason I'm bothered by it is because I just don't know it's out. Because I have the means to get it without the need for Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. But I haven't watched it yet. Have you gotten a chance? Do you have Netflix?
I do not. I did watch season 1. I don't think I finished season 2. I don't know how many episodes of 2 I watched.
Yeah.
And I do not have Netflix, so I don't have access to 3. I currently have access to stuff on Hulu, so, some series stuff I can catch there.
Yeah.
Disney, Prime, and HBO Max, which I just picked up. So I've actually been watching a lot of Barry. I binged the whole first season of Barry.
Yeah, you have a lot of the ones I have. Now, I'll tell you what, when you're new to HBO Max, it is wonderful.
Right.
After you've had HBO Max for about 3 years, their movie database can wear on you. We go through a lot of shit, though. So, in our world, man, it's sad because you start to see where a lot of overlap in the streaming services.
Yeah.
Really blows.
Rick and Morty, prime example.
Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of overlap, man. I tell you, the one we end up on the most, and it's free as a bee, Tubi, man. Tubi's awesome. Tubi's got some great fucking old TV shows. They've got great movies, and they get new stuff too.
Ion is hit or miss if you like NCIS and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's another one I can't remember the name of.
Oh, there's fart knocker. What the hell is it called? Shit. Pluto. Pluto's good.
Pluto. Yes, that was what I was thinking.
Yeah, Pluto's real good too. I like their streaming channels. Although those can get tedious. Now, if you're somebody that's trying to rely on Pluto for your daily TV, like you think you're going to watch a series of a show, no, you'll get real pissed off real quick because you'll see the same shit.
Here's the first half of this 3-part episode.
Yeah, and then they'll show it for over and over.
Here's what happened 10 episodes ago.
Yeah, it's a little crazy in that regard. But they do have a way you can watch stuff by each episode too, but not everything's like that. Right. And they're great because they had Doctor Who.
They block it out, and they don't always complete the block, right?
Yeah. Well, and if you're a Doctor Who fan, you can catch your Doctor Who there, which is something.
Yeah.
And again, it's very sporadic too. It jumps around. But there's a lot to jump around in the Doctor Who world. And this is old Doctor Who, by the way, not new Doctor Who. HBO has all that, the new stuff. So but I guess you're kind of answering my question. You don't sound like you're a huge Witcher fan. Then, if you haven't finished season 2, then you're just not that dying to see it.
I loved The Witcher 3, the video game. I love like some of the cartoons that I've seen. I love the lore. I haven't read any of the books, but I do like the what do you call it? That world realm, whatever it is. And yeah, it's just as far as the show is concerned, it was I liked the first season. It was interesting. I found Jennifer to be interesting.
Yeah.
And that's really about it. Like Henry was okay. I thought he did a fine job as Geralt.
I thought that girl had a fucking rocking body, man.
Yeah.
It was uncalled for.
More than should be allowed.
Yeah. Well, she used magic and shit. Yeah. You get that with magic.
There you go. And she did, right?
Yeah, literally, yeah. So, well, speaking of The Witcher, because this kind of ties into the company that made him, let me ask you this before I move on to that.
Yeah.
When you played The Witcher 3, did you play the original version or the the revamped version?
I played the Game of the Year version, which I think was before the
Graphics.
update, but it did give me a version to where I could update it. I did update the graphics profile via Nexus mod at a later date.
Right on. I have yet to play it. I intend to. I have it installed. Well, it's on the laptop. I have to move it over to the new computer.
It's really good if you have the time to sink your teeth into it.
Yeah. We'll get to that. I'm going to talk about my gameplay here in a minute. But so that CD Projekt Red is who put that out originally. That's how they got their name, was from that game. And,
and all the hype for this other game.
Well, yeah, the Cyberpunk.
10 years plus of hype.
Right, Cyberpunk. We were waiting on forever and ever, and we've had 2 launches of it so far. We had the original launch, the relaunch, and it sounds like a third launch, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Honestly, it does, because we have Phantom Liberty, the expansion that's going to be coming out in September, and that looks great. By the way, did you watch the trailer for that? Yeah, it looks fantastic. And I guess it's timely that I saw this, because I had just, y'all know I just got this new computer and everything, and I've been trying out a bunch of different games on, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I got Cyberpunk all set up on there, and then I saw this trailer for the new expansion. Then I read about this new patch that'll be coming out with it. They're up to 1.63 right at the moment, but 1.7 will drop when the expansion drops. Right. And from what I understand, 1.7 might as well make it 2.0. There's literally so much gameplay change going on. They said it's going to revamp basically the entire structure of the game. So I said, well, let me put my brakes on. I have played a little bit of it. Back in the day, I bought it before it came out. I had to pre-install on the Xbox. And so I've played it that way. And I said, well, if it's going to be in September, that'll be here in, 2 shakes of a squirrel's ass. So I'll just wait, because it sounds like it's going to be worth the wait.
Barely months.
Yeah. So it sounds like a lot of people are saying it's basically going to be like a reboot again of the game. It's going to be another launch of the game, which is amazing. If you think about it, how much they've invested. You look at all the DLSS updates. Yep.
Well, I mean, my questions are multiple. I don't want to play the update as soon as it's out. I want to wait until all the mods that I like, unless they fix some of the movement that they took out that everybody liked, the Korenzikov movement.
Yeah, I don't know. You might find that this is taking everything that you loved and put it in there, and then that's the thing, man. I would never say that I wouldn't just try it, because
Well, that's what I'm
sounds
saying. It's not
amazing.
that I won't ever try it. It's that I've got to wait for the people that make the mods, like the ability to wear a cyberdeck and a sendivistan.
I guess I'm lucky because I don't know from that. I haven't never
Yeah.
played with a mod, so I don't know what I'm missing. So I
The
guess I'm
only
okay.
way to play is with a mod, in my opinion. Like
Yeah.
you can play it and you can get through it fine without a mod, but without without modding it, you're stuck in a certain type of gameplay. There are limitations to places you can go and things you can do. And as a matter of fact, that's another question I have with the Phantom Liberty update: is are we going to see updates to the Buddhist statues? Are you familiar with those?
I no, I don't. If
Big
I am, I
Easter
don't
egg.
remember.
Check it out. The statues in Cyberpunk. It's a thing. I don't think it's been settled yet. And they're still waiting for access to certain areas that will uncover more of this puzzle. But maybe you can find a link and throw it up to a fellow YouTuber.
Body Buddha statue.
Yeah, I think it said Buddhist statues cyberpunk. Yeah,
Okay, I'll try and remember. I was good about getting that one last time. I promise.
yeah.
Yeah, you got it up there.
But yeah, it'll be cool to see Idris a little more.
Yeah.
I like what I saw in the preview.
I like me some Idris Elba, man. I'll take it. Which actually is a great segue to something I wanted to ask you about, because that's a nice, I mean, it's not just a cameo for him, but it was, and now it's turning into something more. But a game that's near and dear to my heart that I know you could, leave on the table. You might play it, but you don't really care about it that much, was Fable. They've got the new Fable coming out, and we finally got a trailer for it. And lo and behold, who is in it but Mox from IT Crowd, man.
Right.
So fucking awesome. I thought it was great. And then turns out he's a giant too. It was cool. I don't know. I mean, you don't know what the game's gonna be like. It looked to me like they at least had the spirit of Fable.
Right.
Kicking chickens and stuff like that. Just it seems like it's got it. I can't wait. It's gonna be one of my top games to come out. So I wish there was more to say about it. Mox was a giant. And the character I guess you're playing looked some kind of trans something. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl. It kind of looked like a girl to me, but it was rough looking. The person I guess you're playing. And then you find out that, I guess maybe we'll get giants. I suppose we're getting giants in this.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool. Listen, Fable always had the potential to be an awesome game. They've had 3 iterations of it. They've had a revamp of the first one, which made it a lot better. Right. It had so much potential, but it just never really reached Peter Molyneux. Peter Molyneux, I think is how you say his name.
Yep.
He had a specific vision for it, and I don't think that ever was realized. And I'm pretty sure he has nothing to do with this version.
Probably.
But I think that some people from the original are involved as far as like they worked on it. But anyway, I look forward to that. It'll be interesting to see if Fable finally gets the game that it so deserves. I guess that's what I'm hoping for.
All we can ever hope for, man.
I don't know why I love Fable so much. My wife loves it too. Just one of those games that I've played the shit out of. I've told you before, man, I do like, sometimes I just like playing a game that doesn't make me overthink, that still has an RPG-like aspect to it.
Yeah.
But I don't have to worry too much about stats, and I don't have to worry too much about if I'm going to die or not. Now, I thought they really sucked with 2 and 3 about, giving you a life meter that basically was useless, but 1 definitely handled it better. But anyway, I can't wait for that.
Not really my thing, but if you love it, I support your love of a video game.
Yeah, and I hope that you guys check it out when it does come out, for the young folk out there that don't have any idea what Fable is.
Right.
Yeah. Man, I saw this video the other day. I guess it was yesterday or the day before. Snoop was, I think it was a TikTok video or something on Instagram. and Snoop was on there just ranting. I don't know where he was about Spotify and about how it is that these artists nowadays can be selling or getting millions and millions of spins on Spotify and Pandora and Apple. Yeah. And where's the money? Where's the money at? Like, he was like, in my day, if we sold 1 million records, you X million times what it sold for, then so much goes to this person, so much goes to this person, and the rest is for you. You know, that's how it worked. You can wrap your mind around that. And so he just went on and on about it. And he said, I'm sorry, I know this may not be the place for this, but I just had to say that. You know, I think it was some kind of broadcasting convention or something like that. And loosely, you know, like some in that realm, an artist's convention, or I'm not sure. I don't know if the video said where he was at, but I just got the feeling it was something like that. But it made me think.
Well, I mean, that's...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's always been a complaint with Spotify. That was the whole reason Tidal was created, that, you know, this has been a long-standing thing with Spotify of artists wanting to get paid, and they apparently have all these contracts where they can say, fuck you, we're going to play what we want to play, and we're going to have ads play, and that's how we'll make our revenue off of it.
Yeah, and in my opinion, they're absolutely wrong for it, and Snoop is right. Dude, like, I think I heard that it was like 1 cent a spin, or every 500 spins. Maybe it was something like that. I don't know.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
But even at 1 cent a spin, some of these guys are getting millions and millions of spins. So where, you know, at 1 cent, those cents add up.
Yeah.
So where's the fucking money at still? I don't think they're getting even the 1 cent spin or 500 spin, whatever it is. I know it's a stupid, ridiculous number. You know, I do know it's, and the three of them aren't, they're the major ones aren't all the same, but they're in that realm. I mean, it's the amount of money per spin is different between them, but they're all very low, every one of them.
Yeah.
And it's the reason we're seeing the same in the video, the film and TV world with the writer's strike. And as we're recording right now, the actors, is it Actors Guild, Actors Union? I don't know what you call it, but they may be striking or not as we speak necessarily. I think after tonight, like they're trying to get some kind of deal through tonight. And if it doesn't happen tonight, I guess the actors will go on strike too. And this is the same situation, just on the TV and movie side of it. The streaming services are all, you know, putting these movies out here and getting revenue, yet all the actors and executive producer and writers and all this think they're owed money. And I would say if it's probably true. It's rightfully. I mean, it's a totally different way of doing business than going to a movie theater. They know how that system works. And I think the problem is that there's just no, I hate to use the word regulation, or there's just no transparency on what's going on.
Well, we've always needed more transparency in that field, but I thought the most recent strike was more over AI.
Well, sure, but I mean, we're all going to be talking about that streaming stuff. I mean, that's part of it. The actors will be.
Well, I was talking about the writer
issue.
strike. You know, they wanted to go on strike because some of the companies that we work with were talking about, you know, bringing up using AI and some of their stuff.
Yeah.
For writing.
Yeah, that's definitely the main part of it. But I guarantee you, this streaming stuff is in there too. They're all trying to renegotiate these contracts.
Yeah.
And get a handle on what's going on. And I applaud their strikes. I do, because they need to get these companies to cough up the money. They're making a hand over fist over work that these people put in.
I used to applaud strikes because they were effective, but I don't feel like they've been effective since, you know, there wasn't a 2 at the beginning of the year.
Oh, they can still be effective. I mean, you know, the same as
they are. It's just not as common. Yeah.
Well, that's because, you know, that those type of people are few and far between anymore. that type of mentality that will go out there and stand up for themselves. They're dying breeds, and then you got very few replacing them.
Right.
But yeah, this is something.
Does it say? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just looking at the notes, and does it say kitten update? Do we have an update on the kittens?
Oh, I'll get to all that. Don't worry about the notes, man.
Well, I want to know about the kittens, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'll get there. Yeah, they're a pain in my ass. I mean, honestly, I am trying to do a good deed and be nice, and it's a pain in my butt. I got one kitten that seems to be, the boy is awesome. Seems to be trying hard. He drinks, he shits. He's using the litter box when I stick him in it. He uses it pretty well. She has too, but she's feisty, man. She gets her ass on her shoulders when I don't have that bottle just right. And there's been times I haven't been able to get her to feed because she won't calm the fuck down. It's frustrating as fuck, man, dude. When with my ADHD, I try and structure everything out as best I can. I don't like surprises. I don't like shit eating into time and, just messing up what I think's how I've got my day planned out. So it gets, and then with the narcissism, I just take everything personally, like it's a personal fucking, affront.
You've been targeted for some
this kitten
specific
has it in
reason
for me, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally, that's my brain thinks that this is the kitten's just being a jackass because he wants to piss me off. That the kitten don't know what the fuck it's doing. It's just trying to eat this goddamn bottle, drink what's in this bottle, and it doesn't, it's just having a brain fart, for lack of a better word. She just doesn't know what. She gets overexcited, like trying to get at the bottle, and she starts ripping at it and knocking it and batting it out of the way. And it's like, dude, you're being very counterproductive right now. And that's the nicest way I can say it.
Right.
Oh man, she gets me so fucking upset sometimes. I was thinking earlier I was going to take some video of them playing and maybe I could insert it in the podcast, but I never did. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, dude, you should definitely get some video of kittens playing. That should be bomb.
They've gotten pretty big.
Yeah.
She was light this morning. I finally got her to eat, but yeah, she was light this morning because she was barely eating anything. And then they got they had the fucking constipation. Then they got the diarrhea now. It's just like, oh god, dude, just never ending. At least I haven't had to wake up in the middle of the night for the last week. I can get them to sleep through the night, but I don't sleep 5 hours, so I'm not asking them to stretch it too much.
Still, but not getting that 5 hours is rough, right?
Yeah, so but we're waking up and spending about 45 minutes of it with them was not cool. Mm-hmm. So when I get up at 5:15, man, it's the first thing I go brush my teeth and I go start making their shit. But I don't know. There's good days and bad days, man. The boy seems really hardy. I thought they were both past their bullshit phase where I was gonna have to worry about him, but I still have to worry about her. I don't think I have so much have to worry about him. But so all during the week, man, I'm like, with this new computer, I'm like, I'm just bored. I want to play a game. I want to try and find a game, and I've got some. I played the Death Stranding a little bit more and stuff, but I just want to see different stuff. I've never had this good of a computer, so I want to take advantage of this fine product I have inside here. So like I tried out Redfall, and it's cool. It's got it seems pretty okay, but I don't know. It just wasn't grabbing me. So I tried No Man's Sky. Same. It's cool. Concept's neat. Just got tedious as fuck real quick.
Yeah.
So I axed that. I got Evil Dead. Now, both those I listed have been uninstalled already. Evil Dead's still on the computer because I hadn't really got too far into it. I don't know if it was a tutorial thing, which seemed kind of neat, but it was like, I don't know about this game either, man. I know you played it. I remember when we got it free when it came out, you went ahead and played it. But I got the feeling it was trying to steer me towards multiplayer, not really single player. Does it have a single player mode?
I don't know. I think you may be thinking of another game because I never did get Evil Dead.
Oh, we thought you told me you did.
No, that was one. I think that was one that went free on Epic or somewhere else for like a day. It was like a really short window. and I was not able to get to it before it went away.
I could have sworn you told me you played it. Oh well.
But that was when when I got Squadrons.
Yeah.
It was the next game out.
Well, oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. Not you say that. So then I tried. I wanted to play Kerbal, a space program. I was been interested in trying that. I got mad at it. I was trying to do something, and it just pissed me off with the mouse click. And I was like, "Fuck this! I'm not even in the mood." So I left it installed for a minute, but I uninstalled it earlier this morning.
Gotcha.
I went back to Jedi Fallen Order. Played through it much further than I did, and it reaffirmed what I told you in the first place. It's just I am too directed. I don't like the way it's directing me, and I feel too boxed in. I like the open world shit, which is why, although I said what I said about it the last couple times we talked, Star Wars Outlaws, I'm looking very forward to. It looks like the open world game we've been waiting for, and of course, everybody's ignoring Star Wars Galaxies that came years before it, but they're claiming this is the first open world game, Star Wars game. Modern wise, yes, and it looks pretty cool, but we'll just have to wait and see. And Fallen Order wasn't giving me that, so I wish I could get a copy of the new one. What's the new one called?
Shit. Survivor?
Yeah, Jedi Survivor. Because I think it might be a little more open than Fallen Order was, but I don't know.
That was a common complaint that the studio got from the first one, as I understand it was touted as being open world, but it wasn't.
Yeah, that's far from open world, bro. Yeah. Far from it. So one I tried today, just before we came on here, was one that just came out on Epic, the Dungeon of Nahil. I don't know how the hell you said Nahil Buick. It's a weird looking word.
Nahil Black? I don't know.
Something like that. You said it better than I could have. I thought maybe at first I was like, okay, this is kind of like a Diablo style game. I could be down with it, but it's not. It's more like, it's probably closer to Fallout. I would think old Fallout. I don't know how about the new Fallout, but the old turn-based Fallout and all the Warhammer stuff that's turn-based still to this day. I just don't. I think there's a world where I'd care for that, but I just didn't like this, man. I don't like pre-setting up moves and then having them execute and all that shit. It's just boring to me.
Fallout and XCOM are the only two games like that. XCOM 2 and all that. They're the only games that are of that style that I play specifically because I feel like, I don't have that amount of interest to, get into the Warhammer stuff or any of the other stuff that's like that, just because I've tried it with some Warhammer, and I'm just like, ugh.
I do.
I don't care.
Yeah, I have such an interest in the Warhammer world.
Yeah,
I do. But every time I look at, I've got two of those games on my Epic for free, and I'm not feeling it, man. I'm just not feeling that turn-based shit.
Just really, what'd you come up with?
I ain't got shit yet, man. I really don't know what I don't have nothing that I'm loving.
Really? I thought. Okay, never mind. I'm reading your notes. You told me not to.
Well, I mean, I got that dungeon. I just did that, like I said before we got on. I was playing around with that. I'm trying to think of what I've done the most of. Hell, I don't know, man.
I picked up. Playing. I told you about this. I picked up Prey.
I know what it was.
Yeah, Dying Light.
Yes, because I don't see it on my thing. There it is. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't see it. I kept looking over.
I was like, surely you were going to mention this.
And I haven't played it yet. I got it installed, but Dying Light sounds like it is something I'm looking for. A zombie survivor.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I played it some.
Oh, have you?
I'm not going to spoil anything. You'll enjoy it some. I know you don't care about that, but it was also yet another one of those games where I got into it, spent a lot of time in it, and now I'm kind of like, am I ever going to get back to it? I don't know. I've been playing Prey for the last week, and I've just been totally in that game.
Yeah, I went to look for it after you put that note up, and I had just killed my Prime that I got for this computer. You know, I turned it on, got that freebie thing, and it went off on the 29th. So I was looking. I think I found it, but I would have gotten no time with it. So
yeah, it's you know, I never got to play System Shock.
me either.
I've seen some of it, and I've heard people talk about its spiritual successors. This kind of feels like it fits that role. It's got some of the elements from Dead Space, some of those story elements that you see in Dead Space, but it's really got some elements that feel like it came from System Shock. But I've just been enjoying the hell out of it. It's one of those that's really, they know what they're doing so far as the soundtrack, so far as triggers in the environment and how things move. It's like it does a really good job of creeping you the hell out. And I'm fortunate that it's not going to give me nightmares, but it can give people nightmares. I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, that's cool. I like games that try to do that because there's no way it could do it to me, but I would enjoy it nonetheless. Because if it's capable of doing it to some people, then that's worth it.
Yeah, if it can jump scare me, I'm sold.
Yeah, yeah.
As long as it's not like overkill, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's to me like that stupid thing where they took out the arachnid legs in the Hogwarts game with that last patch or whatever. I was like, God, man, come on. That's stupid shit to me. That's some titty baby shit to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. You let a game bother you with fucking animated spiders on roller skates. Yeah, I'm hoping that really does it for me. I was hoping to get a chance. I think I forgot. I installed it right after I uninstalled Dungeon of Nebic. I feel like I'm biting my ear when I say that.
Just so you know, there are two camps of that game, Dying Light. There's the camp that says play at the difficulty you should be playing at,
and then you got this camp. Hey,
right? And the other one is like when you're trying to level because you can level up certain abilities. You should switch to nightmare mode and do it at night and do everything at night and farm certain areas. If you have any questions, if you're stuck, if you want more stuff, send me a message, DM me. I'll help you out.
Right on. Yeah.
Point you in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some love, man. I can get just about any game I want almost, and it's tough to find something that'll tickle the old dopamine just right.
Right.
Dopamine enhancers just right. My ADHD brain craves it.
Ditto.
Yeah.
But I just wish I could get like a slow, steady drip to where I could concentrate on something and do that for hours.
Yeah.
And then, do whatever else my brain is like, hey, let's do this.
Well, have you ever tried the Ritalin route or the Adderall route?
I have tried Adderall. I do like Adderall way too much to be prescribed it.
Yeah, I understand.
I could do Adderall easily, but I would be one of those Adderall crackheads.
Yeah, I get way too much shit done on Adderall, man. It's talk about focus. I just
it's just easy to run yourself ragged on it.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. So yeah, I just live with the old the way I do it, and it seems to work. Yeah. I get crazy all the time, though. I mean, dude, I was fucking going nuts an hour and a half before the show started. Just wife's coming home with this brand new TV we got. Well, it's not brand new. It's brand new to us, but she got it from her sister, like 65 inches, something like that.
Nice.
And the legs are like 42 inches. It's a Samsung. And her table is like 44 inches. So we have the TV we have on there now it's got two PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 there, so they've got to go. They got to come off of it entirely. Right. So I had to put her old TV back up there and until I can get a chance to rearrange things. I'm going to have to move the PlayStations over to the other side and have them sitting on some board or something so they can breathe okay. Because it's like a cedar chest with one of those fucking cushions on top. So I'm afraid it's not going to breathe sitting on that.
Yeah.
But it's good.
I always worry about that with like, computer or gaming consoles, like air needs to flow through.
Yeah, you got to let some air flow through that motherfucker, man. These people that have these laptops on their lap, literally, and covering up the vent holes, I'm just like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Or better yet, the high performance computer in a cabinet.
Yeah.
In their desk.
Choking the life out of it. And it's soaking in its own heat.
Yeah.
Breathing its own heat, yeah. Imagine if you were in that cabinet, how you would like it. That's how much the computer likes it.
This is your CPU.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm Arnold. Stop it. Look out. Listen, it's not a tumor. It's my boner. Been working on my Arnold impression, man.
I've never had a problem with your Arnold impression.
I got to where I could start just talking like Arnold as if he was having a conversation. I'm not ready to pull that one out on you yet, but I was in the car. I think it was this morning. I just started just talking, just trying not to put the too much emphasis on it. Just talking like Arnold in his natural Austrian voice, and I was getting fairly comfortable with it. So I'm hoping maybe I can display that at the new voice convention in 2023, summer of 2023 at the Sean Voice Convention. Yes.
You should check out some of his press that he did for his most recent movie.
A movie or the thing for whatever's on Netflix?
Is it a TV series?
Is it Fubar or whatever?
Yeah, Fubar.
Yeah.
He does a lot of talking on that, and he's done some extended, daytime stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I hear his voice in my head, so I was having a pretty good time with it, man. I was like, oh, this is pretty easy actually. Once I had just a few words, because there's key words I'll go back to. Like you say, I can go watch stuff. Well, see, a lot of times there'll be certain words that I can go back to that get me right where I need to be. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, listen to me. Saying that.
No, I get it.
No, I'm telling you, just what I just said right there. Listen to me. If I do that one right there, it gets me right where I need to be, where I can just get right into him.
Did you take music in high school?
Well, I was in the band. Yeah,
so Blueberry, right? Is that one for you, the rhythms?
Oh,
Blueberry.
I was a percussionist.
That's what I'm saying. Some teachers taught like phrases and as like rhythms.
Oh, like blueberry, strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard of that, but I was never taught that way. Unless they did it. I remember taking a music class in elementary school, but I don't know if they use stuff like that. Wait, I'm trying to think of one now that you say that. We have maybe for a rhythm. Blueberry, strawberry, blueberry, 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 blueberry. I mean, you can do that for triplets. Triplet.
Yep.
We just had our own drum talk, like digga, 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 digga. Yeah. Stuff like that. Just weird shit we'd say. Tick, 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 tick.
I didn't take music either. That was actually like secondhand from someone else.
Yeah. So.
Actually, a few other people, because I've heard it from more than one person. Anyway.
Yeah.
Tangent aside, what else we got? Anything else?
No, that's all I really want to talk about today, unless you got anything special.
No, I'm gonna. I've got to figure out. I've got a map. I've got to put together within a week for my players in my D&D campaign.
Yeah.
So I've got to create an arena. I've got to roll up a character that's going to be representative there. And I'll have to design these encounters for them. So I got a lot to do this week.
How many players do you have?
4. But I did offer them a battle royale scenario, which they may be interested in.
Royale.
So that would be all of them versus at least 2 other teams of 2 to 4 or 6 or whatever. So I got to come up with all that and have that ready to go. And so my main problem has been a virtual tabletop because I'm trying to use Roll20, but it's limited resources. I can't get my players to tell me if they're all on Roll20 or if they want to do something else elsewhere.
Yeah, I saw that note. It's like trying to herd cats, isn't it?
It's always the same, man. D&D groups. Everybody wants to show up for the game, but nobody wants to do the pregame, the work beforehand.
The pre-com. Yes.
And on that note,
we're gonna jack this one off and send it on its way. Yes, thank you. Thanking you. As always, people, we'll be here with some random bullshit that nobody gives a fuck about. Hey, oh, by the way, I put that episode up with that title.
Yeah.
At first, it didn't do jack shit, because I guess, obviously, Star Trek stuff's going to hit off a search just for people searching Star Trek. So our little last episode 2 of that, it had like 8 views within a couple hours after I posted it. The last podcast, though, it sat for a good 24 hours, I think, with no views. And I was like, oh, that algo's just fucking burying us right now. But it ended up garnering some views. And we're back up to 23. We lost a subscriber, and now we're back up, which I think was a friend of mine. So shout out to Siggy if she's watching. She put us back up to 23.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. And don't y'all forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I was doing real good about saying that in the Star Trek
you said it a couple of times,
but I ain't said it one fucking time in this. What have I got against saying it in this podcast?
Well, you need to start saying it at the top.
I know.
It's got to be a part of your lead-in.
Yeah, right? I think, again, I pre-cummed, man. I did it on the other podcast.
Or it could have just been premature overall. Who knows?
Yes. I'm very premature these days, man. Yeah. They make a pill for that.
They make a pill for everything, dude.
I need a pill that keeps me from coming, dude. I'm sick of that shit, dude. Fucking good wind blows up. Phew. It's ridiculous.
They can make a snip for that.
No, dude. I don't want my shit snipped. Holy cow! What are you talking about, man? I'm just trying to take a pill here, man. You're trying to send me into surgery and shit. Fucking hell. I mean, you get in this old age shit. Your wife goes through menopause, so she ain't looking for any dick. It's hurting her, so she just wants to give you dick out of dick. My wife ain't got a dick. She wants to give you pussy out of kindness, but yet it hurts.
Your wife has a lady dick, let's be real.
So, in order to give her the pleasure she needs, you got to spend some time, And listen, man, at our age, we ain't looking to spend a fucking hour in the sack. We just ain't.
Yeah.
And so we just want to get to it, and it just doesn't work out that way nowadays. So I got to rejigger the whole thing, man. Refigure it out. But anyway, y'all can leave me a comment on how I can do that while you're hitting the like and subscribe button, and think about that till the next podcast, where we'll see you on the flip side. As always, be excellent to each other. Peace.